Okay, I want to know, why are there no wind instruments in bluegrass? I've got here a picture of the chieftains that shows you most of the instruments they use to play on this. There are a couple of fiddles, a bagpipes, a drum, a harp, a flute. There's also some penny whistles and a few other instruments. But of all these instruments, the only one that the Irish brought to America was their fiddles. And so the fiddle is the only one of these instruments that became one of the bluegrass instruments. And I don't understand why. Why didn't the Irish bring their bagpipes or their harps or their flutes or penny whistles to America or to the Appalachians? You know, it's a lot harder to make a violin from scratch that is a transverse flute or a penny whistle or a recorder. So you would think that the people back at the hills would have had wind instruments of some sort. Also, after the Civil War, there was a glut of band instruments available for cheap. And this was one of the contributing factors to the creation of jazz. 6-year-old Louis Armstrong who was an orphan, was able to get hold of a cornet. Why couldn't 6-year-old Charlie Poole get hold of one? It's a mystery. I don't understand why this happened this way, but it did. So maybe somebody else could clear up. Why are there no wind instruments in bluegrass? No, you might say, well, there's harmonica, yeah. And I have heard one bluegrass group live with a harmonica player, and the only ones I've heard commercially is Flat and Scroggs had Charlie McCord playing harmonica on some of their tracks, and I don't think this was their decision. I think Columbia Records forced it upon them. But other than harmonica, there are no penny whistles, there are no flutes, no recorders, no clarinets, no trumpets. Now, toward the end of his life, Bill Monroe said that he had other kinds of musics in his head that he'd like to do, but he was afraid of disappointing his bluegrass fans. And when he was asked, what kind of other sounds? And he said, something with horns. Yeah, he didn't say, I want to do jazz, just something with horns. You know, there might be a totally new genre of music that involves horns and is not jazz that Bill Monroe had in his head, and no one will ever hear because he never recorded any of that stuff.